In this video, I'm going to be going over 5 productivity hacks that you can use in your day-to-day to help you get more done in less time. Take them, break them down, and make them your own. Let's take a look. First up, one of the most useful tools I've implemented in my daily workflow, which is a business dashboard. Okay, so much of our time is wasted on these small tasks of reading your email, logging into your dashboard of different accounts, trying to find different documents in this drive or that drive or wherever you may store them on your computer or cloud, wherever. We need to cut down the time it takes to access and use all of these different types of tools and websites by centralizing them into a business dashboard. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we centralize all of our tools and websites into one place? There are many tools available that can help you with this, but the one I use is a free tool called Ferdium. Ferdium allows you to bring all of the tools you use often into one dashboard as sort of links and clickable buttons and things like that. This also allows us to free up our browser so we don't have to pin a whole bunch of tabs or go searching through a whole bunch of bookmarks folders in order to find what we need. Without further ado, let's see an example of a business dashboard with Ferdium. Okay, so here we have the dashboard of my actual business dashboard. So sort of like a dashboard inside of a dashboard. But basically what Ferdium is here is that we have at the top here a number of links or pages, okay, that we can define as needed. So here you see that I have all of my major business or most important links right here at the top. So I have a dashboard, which is where we're on right now, which has like general information, sort of like the landing point of each day. I'm gonna sit down in the morning and I'm gonna check what's here so I can sort of be reminded of things. You can see obviously I have like a mood board here. I have some daily affirmations, goals, and some other things there at the bottom. But the dashboard is only one page. So you can see here that I have a whole bunch. I have the calendar. This is my calendar for my schedule. I have the email, Microsoft Outlook. We have a drive here. So this is where some of my documents are stored. We have a planner. We have notes, or some other notes and documents are stored. And we have Airtable as well for my content calendar and planning. And then ChatGPT as well if I ever need to just quickly open up ChatGPT and just start asking it some questions, get some information, things like that. But basically here you can make this whatever you need. And Ferdium is just a software that opens on your computer. So you see it in the morning, it opens up. It's one of the first things that opens up for my computer. And it just has everything here, at a glance. So I don't have to go logging into my email. I don't have to go to logging into ChatGPT or having the tab open or looking at my calendar. It's all here and I can just simply click on it. And we can actually just click on any of these as an example. We could say ChatGPT. I can click on this and in a matter of moments going from, my notes to emails, whatever I need to, I can just simply, type in a prompt here for ChatGPT and get some answers for something I might be thinking about. And so everything is here in one place and it is a great way to organize yourself so that you can get more done by cutting down on the amount of time you spend on those small tasks. Okay, next up we have daily planning. I know this one is quite well known already, but I do have some extra tips for you, especially if you're using a digital daily planner. But first, let's take a look at why would you need to use a daily planner if you're not already using one. A daily planner or to-do list helps you break down everything you need to get done in a single day into actionable steps so that you can keep yourself organized and focused on the exact things you need to get done each day. Look at it this way. Let's say you wanted to climb a mountain. Would you rather have a rough guide that was going to tell you, okay, we're going to go here, we're going to go there, we're going to climb that slope, we're going to have a rest and have a snack or something like that? Or would you just want to wing it and then try to figure out and not forget anything crucial while you're climbing the mountain? Probably the first option. Studies also show that goals are much more achievable when you break them down. You can have the goal of, for example, becoming financially free, but that's such a large and abstract goal. How do you even approach something like that? If we break it down into small, actionable steps in every single step, so that we know, okay, we're going to do this first, and it's going to give us maybe 0.1 or 1% of the way there. Okay, and then we'll move to the next one, and then the next one. And then eventually we'll get to our larger goal because we created a roadmap of breaking it down into smaller steps or milestones. So having a daily planner or a to-do list is crucial in maintaining focus and productivity throughout your day. Let's take a look at the tool I use as my daily planner. Okay, so here we have the tool I use, which is Microsoft Planner. This is the same exact here. As you can see, it is the same exact business dashboard in the first hack, and it is just this one right here. So as before, this opens up in the morning and I can just click on my planner to see and also set up what I have to do for the day. So this here is, I've set it up in the basic Kanban style, which is a to-do list, a backlog for things that need to be pushed to maybe the next day or the next week or whatever. And then a future tasks here section, which focuses more on things I'd want to do in the future. So this is long-term, a month, 2 months, maybe even longer. And then we have a completed section here, which is more so for automation. So everything I complete goes into this. As you see, I have 90 here. So this is one task, create YouTube video 5. But we could also have any sort of other tasks here. And then of course we can have subtasks inside of each task. So breaking it down is very important. Getting very granular in how you build these tasks is important to be able to complete them within the time frame, which is typically a day. So my first tip for your daily planner is to use SMART goals as your tasks. So SMART is a framework that basically stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay, so this takes the concept of breaking your tasks down even further by saying, okay, we're going to be very specific in how we set up these tasks. You see here, for example, that I have my task for this video, which is create YouTube video 5. That's not a very good one because, again, it's not really following the SMART framework and it's just sort of a little vague. It works here because it's pretty simple and we have the steps here. But for some things you'd want to, or for most tasks, you want to set them up so that they are following to some degree the SMART framework. As an example, I have here the Cicero future task, which sort of follows that SMART framework. So it's specific, complete Cicero design phase. It is measurable. So we have create a user-friendly interface. We also have subtask here so we can measure how much of this progress we're creating, because there's, at least for this project in particular, I have a whole Jira project management system set up so that I can actually go in and see, okay, this has been completed, where are we, things like that. So it's measurable. It's also achievable. Completed Cicero design phase by December 31st. That's doable. It is also relevant, so it is relevant to what we are doing for the larger scheme of what Cicero is going to be, and it is time bound. So we added a date here, December 31st. We have a deadline. It is bound by time. We can also see over here that I have another great feature of Ferdium is these other sort of things we have here. So you can actually embed sort of or integrate to-dos here. So I'm just using the to-do list here to actually just store as a reminder my actionable steps and SMART goals sort of framework. So I have here the actual framework of it, which is specific, what needs to be done, by who, and with what specific steps, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And so these all sort of help me set up my tasks here very quickly. I don't have to go searching anywhere else. And again, centralizing everything is key. The second tip I'm going to give you is to use subtasks with your daily planner. So this is Microsoft Planner, which is included in Microsoft 365. There are a lot of other daily planners and to-do lists and software out there similar to this one. Many of them may or may not include subtasks in major tasks. But for here, at least, I can add subtasks. And what we can do is we can just simply go into the task here. And we can just, here with the checklist, which are basically subtasks, we can just create new items to say, okay, this is create YouTube video 5. Okay, what does that encompass? Because in particular, we already have a process for creating videos. We know that we're simply going to be following the process, which is step 1, film the footage. Step 2, create the thumbnail. Step 3, edit the video and get B-roll footage. And step 4, write the description and upload the video. And we can add new things as well, such as like advanced keyword research, anything you want can all be put here. And so by breaking that major task down, it makes it a little bit easier because we can just simply know, do this, do that, do this, do that, and we'll eventually complete the task. Same thing with the mountain analogy from before. We want to have a nice guide so that we can get to the top of the mountain safely and with focus. Third tip, and the final one here, is going to be basically to include automation with your daily planner. So automation is best used everywhere, but for this specific example for daily task tracker, what I have here is I've set up a couple of automations where it simply adds a date, or due date, to each new task I complete. I don't know if we can see it here. It might be hard to see, but if I create a new task, such as write a new LinkedIn post, and I add task, so it might show up here if we're lucky. So basically I have an automation set up here that sets this new task and any other new tasks to have the due date of today. Just like this one here, which is 9:15. This one will automatically apply it if we're lucky here in a few minutes, such that it is due today only. And that's useful because first off, it shows when it's due, so we know when it's due, but also it plays into another automation that I have, which moves this entire task or any other task that is due today, that is not completed before 10 p.m. that day, to the backlog. And so what that does is, it frees up time for me so that I don't have to worry about, going in here and setting a due date. And I also don't have to worry about at the end of the day going in and seeing, okay, what did I not complete? What do I need to simply remove altogether because it's not important? And what do I need to move to the backlog? It just moves everything to the backlog. So when I open the planner the next day in the morning, it'll have all of these tasks in the backlog that I didn't complete, with also most likely an overdue flag here. And so those are examples of great automations that allow you to sort of cut down those small little tasks that you do every day. Some of them only take like a few minutes. Some of them take like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You want to cut those down as much as possible so that you're being as productive as possible and you're managing your time effectively. You want to be focusing on the most important things you need to get done each day and cut out all that extra stuff. And so those are my 3 tips there, and that's hack number 2. Hack number 3 is setting up a daily schedule. This is one of the most important things you can do to improve your productivity, okay? Now, this falls on a spectrum for most people. Some people like to plan their day so it's a little more loose and fluid, and others like to plan their day so it's a little more rigid and fixed and militant. For me personally, I like more of a militant and fixed schedule because I like to keep everything down to the minute and the hour and whatnot, because it helps keep me focused, because I can often get distracted with things and it just works better for me. But it is crucial, no matter who you are, that you have some sort of daily schedule. It will help you manage things so much better, even in the face of setbacks and things coming at you. Now, a daily schedule is a very personal thing that should match your rhythm. This means it will be a work in progress that will continue to evolve as you become better, as your life changes, as your schedule changes, what have you. With that said, let's take a look at an example of an actual daily schedule. Okay, so here we are again back in the dashboard, the business dashboard here with Verdium. And this time we're on the calendar page here. And basically I'm just using the Microsoft calendar through Microsoft 365 with Outlook here. And what you can see here is that I have 2 calendars. I have a daily schedule and I have a calendar. Calendar is for bookings and things like that, but daily schedule is where I've actually mapped out for every single day my daily schedule of how I'm going to run each day. Okay, and so this is just a basic example of what a day could look like. You could be obviously less rigid than this. You might have, longer blocks. You might have shorter blocks. You're obviously going to have different things. Maybe you have time for your family, stuff like that. But for me, I just have the basic, 3 work blocks: lunch, breakfast, exercise, which is key as well, dinner, things like that, study time, shower, and then free time. And you can see here the time that I am recording this. Don't tell anybody. But you can basically see everything that we have here for staying on top of our daily schedule and what we want to get done each day, okay? So I've blocked out the work block so we know this is focus time. Exercise and lunch, that is time for us, for self-nourishment, for taking care of ourselves. And so there's not a lot of, not checking emails there, not taking calls, things like that. So by blocking out these things here, we not only get ourselves in the habit of building some discipline by saying, hey, I'm going to sit down every day. When this time block comes up, for example, here, the work block 2 at 12:30 after lunch, that's the block, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do the work. Okay? And nothing else will happen during that period, barring any insane things that might come up. But obviously, this keeps us a little more disciplined, a little more, militant about how we spend our time. So daily schedule, very important. Another quick tip here, which sort of plays into the automation side of things, which is to use notifications. So I have notifications here on my desktop outside of Verdium, the business dashboard here. I actually have notifications that will pop up on my desktop. No matter what pages I have open or whatever, it'll be on the very top so I can see it and react to it. I also have it here on my phone so I can see any sort of notifications or changes to my schedule that pop up no matter where I am, whether I'm at the computer or I'm on the go. I can see it on the phone, see it on the desktop, we're good to go. And then I swap into that new time block. So setting up notifications is also kind of key because you want to be, again, disciplined, fixed on that schedule, understanding that you're going to be getting things done each and every day. And so that's hack 3, using a daily schedule. Okay, next up, hack 4, take breaks. Yes, it's that simple. Often in our fast-paced, results-driven world, we're all hustling in some form or another. Whether you're starting up a new business or trying to upskill to get a better job, we can sometimes get lost in the grind. Working too much without giving your body and mind adequate time to rest and decompress can actually lead to burnout and reduce productivity. This is why I recommend that you take frequent breaks throughout your day, and not just once or twice, but a couple times. Currently, I take 8-minute breaks every 30 minutes. You may choose to take 5-minute breaks every 25 minutes or even 10-minute breaks every 50 minutes. You can definitely over-optimize this by trying to find the best times to actually take breaks and the length of the break and things like that. But what matters most is actually taking the breaks throughout the day. I don't recommend doing this randomly. I actually use a tool called Workrave, which is great for automating these breaks so I don't have to worry about them. Again, delegate those small tasks to automation. So here's a quick actual look at Workrave here, which is basically just a little widget here that you can just drag around wherever. I usually keep it down here. But basically what happens is it'll count down. So whenever you are using or at your desktop or PC or wherever you have it, it'll count down based on the time blocks you set up. So this break here I have set up for 30 minutes. So it starts at 30 and it starts counting down. And then once it reaches that 30-minute block, then it sort of pauses us for a 8-minute break. So what this actually looks like is that when you actually have the test break here, we can actually sample it right here. It'll pop up this little window here, which also locks out your mouse and keyboard, I believe. You can turn that off if you don't like that. But basically what it'll do is it'll show up this little thing. You'll say, okay, we're taking a rest break. So I'll see this. It'll pop up on my screen. It'll lock my mouse for a few seconds. So it sort of pulls me out of what I'm doing and just says, just take a break right now. And so I'll just get up from my desk, walk around, go do something nice, play the piano a little bit. And then that'll basically help me sort of freshen up my focus a little bit. So Workrave is another great tool that can help you automate some of these breaks. But you want to be making sure that you are taking breaks throughout the day, at least 4, 5, 3, whatever works best for you. But giving yourself time to step away from the work so that your brain can sort of process and cool down a little bit. And so that's hack 4, take breaks. And the final hack is to maintain work-life balance. It is a simple thing to say, but a difficult thing to put into practice. Those of you who are workaholics, present company included, can definitely benefit from this hack. It is crucial for our mental health and long-term productivity that we block out time for ourselves, no matter how small that block is. In The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, he discusses his idea of a wealth trinity, which centers around your family, your health, and your freedom. By undercutting or slacking in one of these areas, we can begin to negatively affect our wealth and our success. That is why it is important that we treat our professional and personal life with the same and equal level of care and attention. It doesn't need to be long either. It just needs to be intentional and personal. This includes things like personal time for yourself, but also things like, as discussed with the Wealth Trinity, time for your family, with your loved ones, with your community, so that you can be more than just your work. You want to give yourself enough time to recharge each day so that you can come back the next day strong and ready to achieve. You can think of yourself as a battery. You don't want to just keep draining yourself to zero every single day without giving yourself enough time to recharge, because eventually you'll just burn out. Find your balance and don't undermine it. So there you go, 5 hacks you can use in your daily life to improve your productivity and time management. As you saw, I actually use all of these productivity hacks in my day-to-day life, so I'm not just giving you random tips here. use these, make them your own, and get out there and conquer the world. If you have any questions or want to share your experiences, feel free to leave a comment below. Like and subscribe if you'd like. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and always be learning. Until next time.